such a treat having everyone shopping today in the wonderful world of gold and nothing better than gold. My name is Bobby Ray Carter with Anthony Palercio. I love
Having fun.
Having amazing time. I felt so lucky to be here because I have admired and collected. I have pieces. Matter of fact, you remember the big gold bracelet?
Yep. I
still wear that one on the air and I have calls all the time. So to share that with you, that you're looking at beautiful investments in pieces of gold that you're really going to have literally for a lifetime. This is brand new for the hour, as most of the pieces are tonight, has not been seen at all, but you are looking at an incredible piece, and we have a lot of great specials as you're gonna see throughout the day. Well, here's one from $149.95. This day, only $128.95 for a pendant also. In terms of size, it is 1 5/16 of an inch in diameter. I mean, look at the size. I mean, it has amazing size to it.
There was a time when I wanted to make certain pieces back in the early 80s. And I had a guy who worked with me. His name was Filippo Scandura. And he was a miniature sculptor.
Was he?
And we did things that none of the other manufacturers could do. He used to make coins. That's how good he was.
Really?
But to make a piece like this, we would only dream of it. It's impossible.
Is that because of the
intricacy? Yeah.
Yes,
you
okay,
look at that basket weave. You look at the prongs. Here, you know how to use a loop,
yes,
right?
Yes, yes.
So look at the detail. And when we started with CAD, we didn't have the experience that we have today. And today, we're literally limitless. So when I do a piece like this, you look in the center, they look like diamonds.
They do.
It's actually 4 beads that hold a round piece of gold that is diamond cut. It was another little invention that we came up with a long time ago.
They're all diamond cut.
They look like beautiful, perfect diamonds.
Gorgeous.
Look at the basket weave. Now, Turkish filigree could never be sold because you could never make a piece like this.
Like that. You know, but isn't that how exciting though to watch how the world, you're right, how it has changed. And by the way, this day only $128.95. Look, 25